Same system. Ooh, so good. And feel the club just hinge right up over your left shoulder too? There's your radial. One walking in, that's cool.
What's going on, man?
Dude, just wedges.
Wedges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it.
Me too. Okay, we've got full swing, right? Full swing technique with wedges. But then we get into these like mid-range. You know, so like a 70-yard shot, even 50-yard shots, those would be considered like distance wedges.
Correct, yes.
A lot of this just has to do with like general loads, and I would like to play around with this idea of like tissue load.
Okay.
And how we modify tissue loads. First, if we start with like full swing technique, which we talk about full swing all the time, so we can kind of just generalize this.
Okay.
We like to see a little lateral move, then a little rotation, and as the club's finishing, you're dropping in, and then you go ahead and turn and shoot it, right? So, and especially like in our last video that we did, the 3D perception of golf swing.
Correct.
We're talking about like the center mass of your body, center mass of your ribs, and pretty much the center mass of the club and how they interact with one another.
Right.
So this is working away, then as the club goes up, then I'm getting away from it, and then here I want to shoot it. So in doing that, you are going to expand and load all proper tissue, collapse that tissue to have this like big bounce system to launch it. Like you leverage tissue, you leverage the club, boom.
Pound it.
Pound it.
Yeah.
If you did that, trying to hit a 50-yard shot, you're going to run into a hell of a lot of difficulty.
Mm-hmm. Seen it a lot.
See it a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. So could you do me a favor here? Let's just kind of walk through this. And let's go swing start. So it'd be like load 1 from 3D look. Good. Now show me load 2. So you're going to turn as that club goes up, you're dropping in. Good. So what you just did, Tej, is you passively adducted this lead arm. So see how much this like posterior arm line load is just like right now? So you got there late. If you set up again, let's now just get there early. So just show arm adduction. There you go, beautiful. Okay, now let's do that again. We need to control the bottom out at the same time. So let's have the center of mass of the ribs float forward while doing that, just in the backswing. Adduct and float the ribs forward. So it's actually, so this is distance wedges now. Mm-hmm. So at the same time, so adduction, folks, as well as this action here. So adduct, abduct. Okay. So if I'm adducting, while at the same time just allowing my head, my ribs to float target bias together.
Like immediately.
Immediately. Yep, they happen together. Perfect. Perfect. So you're still there. We're taking a concept from full swing, but we're just doing it earlier.
Way
so if I go, boom, big turn, big spiral, right? I haven't loaded this yet. As it's going up, that I'm dropping in, ooh, big tissue, big drops, bigger movements.
Okay.
Well, all that allows for the golf club to load and leverage up here all the way to 4, right? Now I'm dropped in, now I can turn and send it. So that's big full energy. Right here, we're just going adduct with a little rib movement forward.
Okay.
Well,
immediately.
Immediately.
Right away.
Just right in here. Exactly. Let's just start with that idea and just hit us one out there.
Okay.
Excellent. Show us a full swing. I see the wheels are turning. This is fun.
So just like a...
So this is stock now.
Full swing mechanics, just I have a 60 in my hand.
Yep, exactly. Full swing mechanics. Okay. A lot of like the purpose of this, like this bounce. So if I'm just here, this like little play around.
Okay.
See how, if I do this slowly, pressure into this right foot, see how late my arms respond?
Yes.
So really what we're doing in full swings is it's very much a proximal to distal movement. The center of mass of me moves first, and then it leaks into the arms, into the hands, and into the club head.
Got it.
So it's like here out, right? For like big, full boom.
Got it.
And we'd see that in every movement, right? If I have an axe, I'm gonna hit a tree. The axe might float here for a second as I step and then turn, it's still there, and then I would hit. So it's here out.
Got it.
For big, full energy waves.
From the center out.
Yes.
Okay.
In putting, which we'll get to,
Okay.
okay, it's very much a distal to proximal.
Okay.
In that I'm like, let's say that I have a hammer in my hand and I got a nail and I got to hit it. I'm not like leveraging big actions to be able to hit that nail. I'm right here because I get more dexterity with that.
Got it.
Right? So in putting, we need that dexterity, that pressure on the ball. And if I have small axe, it's from the hands, and then it would leak up into the arms, and then it might leak into the ribs, right? So it's this distal to proximal. Here we're like tweener. So we're just immediately getting left because I need to control my bottom out, and where the sternum is at the strike really dictates that. So I'm just immediately getting left. There you go. While immediately loading the posterior arm line of the lead arm right there. There you go. So there's not a whole heck of a lot of like spiral movement here to early leverage, keep turning, load, and then bounce out of that.
Right.
That's just more and more tissue load.
Okay.
So this is like, can I move left? So there's not a whole lot of rotation here either. You will turn some, but the main map is lateral movement so I can control the bottom. And can I load the posterior arm line through adduction?
Early.
When you are purely adducting, what you'll end up doing is the structure of this lead hand as you're doing this will be maintained.
Okay.
Okay. So in full swing, oftentimes we talk about how it's okay to rotate here to bow a little bit. And now I've rotated the face to shut it. So we're not getting any of that. Like that strengthens the club face.
Okay.
Okay. If I adduct, that doesn't happen. And so to leverage the club, and typically this happens for folks, is they'll leverage the club just through radial. So there you go. So the leading edge will stay very vertical. It won't be bowed down. Yep. So as this just goes, let's do that again. So as you're just adduct, 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 adduct. See how this cupped look from the address is maintained? So it's here and then leveraged. So the leading edge of the club is fairly vertical rather than if you bowed that down, we'd have a stronger face.
Got it.
Okay, so how we've leveraged the hands is through radial, which again, that's just hinging the club straight up. Like the leading edge doesn't rotate on itself at all.
Got it.
Okay, so how we would get rid of it is through ulnar.
Okay.
This is the unload in distance wedges.
So it's straight down.
Straight down. But now, and I think it'd be great to do this from face on as well, what I'm about to explain, like through the unwind of the body. So from right there, let's do this, get rid of the club. Hug. So in essence, like backswing body is just this like little lateral float forward. Good, and just go there and just freeze. And all it is, like, see how you want to rotate out of there? I'd like to see you just go here, in your mind. Now you'll rotate a little bit in the chest, but it's just boom. A little lateral move.
Yeah.
It's almost like a lateral lunge. Like if I were here, I'd just go,
Got it.
There you go. So now from there, what I would love to see you do is, see how your head's forward? Because we're unloading the golf club down with ulnar, let's go straight down, you're gonna rotate the chest up, straight up in your mind. You'll turn, but this just go, there you go. The combo, the matchup that I'm talking about here, Tej, is in the backswing, I've adducted to load posterior, I've floated the ribs forward to control my bottom out, and for most folks, they're gonna radial to some degree.
Okay.
Okay, so if I've gone radial, ulnar is the unload, along with this spiraling action up my spine angle that's around in here, about 1 degree-ish forward. So if I rotate up this, as I'm unloading, there's the hit. Boom, boom. That's it. So there's no like big rib movement here to shallow it out, because see, I still have like tons of load. If I turn on that, this is like a really hard, aggressive look. There you go. That's it.
Got it.
So this is like a softer unload because I'm exposing loft as I'm rotating up this angle. 2 maps, rib float and lead arm adduction. Good. Now, start getting rid of it, and as you do, you're rotating up your spine plane. There you go. Okay, let's go ahead and hit one. Oh, interesting. Do it again.
Okay.
See, this is what's fun. This is what's fun. Do that again.
Okay.
Okay, so swing it back. Good. Here's ulnar. What you just did is you wanted to pitch it over. Here's ulnar. Now ready? Start turning. See that? And even here, like, see, you want to shove the handle out?
Yeah.
Just keep turning and let it hinge back up this way. There's radial.
Got it.
So it's radial, ulnar, back to radial again. There you go. Beautiful. Let's do it again. Uh-huh. Feel the club like goes here and then hinges back up on itself because of the rotation. That was beautifully hit. And like, athlete, does that feel like an aggressive ball? Like, what kind of ball does that feel like?
Very under control. It's not super aggressive, but enough where it might spin just a little bit.
Neutral.
Neutral. Yeah.
It's not this hard ball. It's not some floaty thing. It's
Sure.
a neutral.
Kind of a toss. Yeah.
So I think a really simple map is like, we have a radial
Okay.
load to radial unload. There you go. All that we're doing in between is making sure that the center of mass of the ribs is forward enough so that you can control your bottom out through. There you go. Now it's a simple, clean map.
Got it.
Beautiful.
Can we show that from face on? So
Absolutely. Let's
can get a
definitely
sense
do
of
that
what that
from
looks
face
like?
on. Absolutely.
radial, radial,
Radial, radial. And how do you control your bottom?
and a little just kind of lean
Uh-huh.
in the backswing.
Yep. Exactly. Beautiful. And it's so easy to see, like, you float. Like, if you want, do us a favor. Go look at Joe Mayo's stuff. Like, he's been obsessed for, I don't know how long, on
Wedges.
pitching
Yeah.
and wedges. And he's like over and over again going like, look, their head moves forward. It's this view, so caddy view or face on. And you'll see players, like high-level players, pitchers on the PGA Tour or Live or whatever, where their nose floats forward in the immediate, and then even through the hip might float forward even more. So the further forward, and this is kind of the cool match, the further forward TJ's ribs go, the earlier he has to unload this to have it work appropriately through the strike. The further back your ribs go or your noggin goes, the further forward the handle has to go. And now we're talking about really aggressive shots. Like that ball's going to come out flat with loads of spin, which we don't want a ton of that. We want a nice neutral ball
Yeah.
to be able to like hit a 50-yard pitch into greens. Has the proper amount of spin, has the proper launch, and it's just, again, bag of sand mode when it lands. So the other nice thing with these is we're bringing in this active hit, this active ulnar,
Okay.
okay? And it's the same, like if I have hammer and nail, and I go load the hammer, unload the hammer. I have dexterity here with this ulnar hit. So I can feel the amount of pressure that I want to put on the nail, right? So if I have like a small nail, soft piece of wood, I can feel that hit. If I have a peg that I'm gonna, like a pylon that I'm gonna hit into the ground, that's the same hit, yeah, but it's more pressure. So you can feel the hit and the pressure you want to put on the ball. And I'm interested, like when you have a shot like that, let's say a 60-yard shot, how do you just generally, layman's terms, kind of your own, like go about hitting that, right?
Like going about hitting the right distance.
Yeah.
Hitting the shot. Honestly, like I know some people use like systems to control their yardage. I just go at 60. I feel some amount of pressure or tension that creates 60,
Yep,
and I just hit it.
there you go.
But
And I think like, and that's what we want, right? Like when people go like good athletics, what they're talking about is the senses,
right.
right? So like you're behind it going, this is 60, you're seeing how far that thing is, and then it should immediately translate to touch. It's the same thing if we're shooting hoops, right? Like I'm not going, I'm 7 feet 4 inches from the hoop, that means that it, and then you do some math equation, you're catching and responding
Shoot. Yeah.
through your senses.
Okay.
So this is similar to that.
This just builds up an avenue for the senses.
That's
Like
exactly right.
especially in the hands, there's a lot of like feel in there, a lot of touch.
Crazy touch,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, throw us one between 60 and 70 now. Same system. Ooh, so good. And feel the club just hinge right up over your left shoulder too? There's
Yeah.
your radial.
Familiar feeling.
Uh-huh.
I'd say that's how I used to hit all of my wedges, was like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
66 carry there. Yeah.
You're pretty good, Holmes. I mean, we're 1 yard off of right in the middle of those yardages that I'm giving you.
Sure.
So show us stock 100-yard shot right here, or 95-yard shot.
Okay.
Freeze. There you go. You're there. This is adducted, that's floated forward. So that's the same doggone thing as what we were just doing. We're just getting there immediately so we don't have more tissue load. It's the same stuff.
So the point at which that abducted changed
Yep.
quite dramatically between those two swings.
Yep. And I mean, you can go back 10 seconds and just watch TJ's swing start where he has this like little build up here. There's turn. And then from here, as he drops in and I go, he's adducted. This is floated back forward. So all we're doing is just getting here in the immediate so we don't have that extra tissue load. I won't yell at you this time. Let's see 95-yard shot.
Okay.
Beautiful. And we can just, you can see, hear, feel how much more there is at the bottom to thump it. Okay. That's 103. We'll go.
102.
Okay. Show us 62.
62. All right.
Oh, that's pretty good.
55.
Okay. And one thing, like, to kind of finalize this out, let's see a full, again, comfortable. How far can you hit it through distance wedge mode?
Okay.
We'll just see that. Like,
so I don't leave kind of like, I don't go into like big spirals here or anything.
No, it's the same technique, but it's just as much comfortable energy as you can put in it, and we'll see how far the golf ball goes. Comfortable energy. Perfect, probably 85, 90 yards. 90 yards. Okay, mine is 85.
Okay.
So I know stock distance wedge is an 85-yard shot.
Got it.
And so once I get to 90 for me, I'm in full swing technique, but that's okay because I only have to take 10% off of it.
Okay.
Which is reasonable.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So this kind of hits all of them. I mean, you can hit pitch shots around the green. Like if you just wanted to like hit a pitch 20 feet, 20 yards in front, like you could do the exact same technique here. It's the same technique in bunkers. Like as soon as we adduct and work this forward in that lateral lunge look, from here we want to get rid of it. As I'm getting rid of it, I'm working back up that spine plane. And there's a bunker shot.
Bunker shot.
And it's almost like, yep. It's almost like like how great was that if that was a pitch off a tight lie? That's the same.
Yeah.
Right? We can modify stance and all that stuff, but just for the sake of this video, just understanding distance wedge technique or pitching technique, whatever you want to call it, versus full swing technique, this is it. We're taking the same type of system and we're just organizing it so that we can like leverage the club appropriately for how far a shot we had.
Okay.
I think we covered some things.
I think we covered a lot of things.
I hope there's a lot of questions because I think this will help us with like the directions that we want to go when it comes to short game. I mean, man, I want to cover bunkers.
Yeah.
High pitches, like we just covered like some distance wedges, but there's more to distance wedges than just this.
Yes.
Like we can talk about lie reading, all kinds of different things. So you're gonna have questions through this video. I just know it.
Yep.
So fire them off, we'll answer them, and it helps us build the next video so that you go play better golf. We love you.
Nice knucks.
That was good, solid knucks.